Hello everybody and welcome back to Electric Mindset. I wanted to, I'm going to turn on my HUD here. I wanted to show sort of what I had done here. I recently finished a Soul Level 1 playthrough of Dark Souls 2, and I wanted to sort of share the tips I picked up along the way. First off, I wanted to show off my, pretty much what I used through the whole entire thing, which is a shield, a fire broadsword, and a lightning mace. Now, most of these weapons, if not all of them, if I recall correctly, can be bought right from where you start. Yep, there's the broadsword, and there's the mace. Now, you can only hold these weapons two-handed. There is one weapon that you can hold in a single hand, which is great if you get in the habit of backstabs, and that is the dagger. Now, everything else is sort of optional. When it comes to, you saw me using a shield. The shield I really used in a sense where if I needed to run through an area and I didn't want to get hit, I can dual wield the shield and I don't have any sort of, I don't know, negation to how it works. And I used the 100% damage resistance on that one because I can't afford to take a hit. And really just try and find as many Estus Flash shards and Sublime Bone Dust that you can. But if you know that you're going to have a lot of trouble getting to an area to get a special one, do it. This hole here is something that caused me a bunch of problems because I did not have enough health, even with the Silver Cat ring, to make the fall. So as you progress through the game, you'll eventually get this guy who will show up, and you can buy ladders from him. Do not buy the 500 soul ladder because it's this one here. And as you can see, it's pretty much like a giant fuck you from the ladder, from the ladder maker. He does not appreciate your $500 deposit. And if you look down, it like sort of will take a little bit of damage from that fall, but not really. The other optional item that you see me having here is the crossbow. Now the crossbow one-handed you cannot use, but I found out that you can use it two-handed, and that surprised me because its requirement is 13. So, to my understanding, your strength stat doubled when you double-handed something. But it seems to be a little bit more since it also takes away from the negation for my crossbow. Now, there are a bunch of shops you can buy crossbow bolts from. I highly recommend picking up a couple of any elemental ones you can find. But another big thing you're going to want to do, I'll go show it over here, is one, keep yourself light. I'm not really light, but I got used to the iframes, which is how long you're invincible during a dodge, so I kind of buffed up my weight a little bit more. But one helpful tip I can give you, especially early on, is to use the boss souls, because you're not going to be able to turn them into anything you can actually use anyways, to my understanding. And then use all of those souls to buy as many weapon items as you can. I stocked up on this stuff. Like, I have 54 throwing knives here. I believe I also stocked up on, resins. I had a crap ton of resins that I used throughout the game. Because a cool little thing I noticed is, even if I have something like a lightning weapon, some of them you can still buff up. There was a couple that I found that I was still able to put stuff onto, which I thought that was kind of weird in other playthroughs. Actually, when I finally infused my two main weapons, one with lightning, one with fire, I didn't attempt to put resin on them, so that might be just some weapons I can't use in a Soul Level 1 playthrough. But as you can see, the damage that these things buff out is pretty nice compared to what you usually get. Now, a lot of the bosses won't give you a problem as long as you learn like their moves and stuff like that. The two bosses that did give me a problem, spoilers or whatever if you haven't, but I assume if you're watching this, then, you know, you've at least gone to this point, is the Duke's Deer Frisia and the two bosses before the final boss. They by far gave me the hardest time. Now I'll show here that the dagger, especially if you upgrade it, and I recommend using as many souls as you can to upgrade your stuff as fast as possible, because that little bit of damage that you do get is actually incredible. show this off here. So I was doing 100 with my upgraded fire sword, but you can do a huge amount with the dagger. I did 456 damage on that stab. Now, this isn't going to be a long video. It's mainly just to give you tips and tricks. Honestly, you can dual wield daggers, but I don't think it's worth it. There is another axe you can buy at the beginning of the game, which is friggin', I think it's just an axe. And I'm pretty sure you can buy it from this guy. And the axe is a good starter weapon because I don't think it costs very much to get. And you can usually get it probably with just some of the souls you found around here. Like, I can't believe I didn't grab this one. Now, if you come across life gems and stuff like that, buy them up, because the nice thing about having low health is it doesn't take a whole lot to get you back to full health. With the Estus flasks that I have now at +4, it's pretty much a full regen on my health. Now you can see my roll here, it's an okay roll, but at 70% you'll start fat rolling. So if you can get down to like under 30%, your roll's farther, it's quicker, and you pretty much just have to learn how it all works. You can try just having a couple weapons on you if you want to favor one weapon, but it's really in this, you can't afford to be in the menu switching up weapons most of the time. So try and keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate your character if you feel that you're better with that. If you're completely comfortable with parrying, you can have a dagger in the offhand and try and do that. I said screw the DLC because the DLC in my mind just wasn't needed, and it would just be damn near impossible for me to go through some of those in this character, at least for the time I was aiming for. I believe this playthrough took 13 hours. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It is not as hard as I thought it would be, so your biggest thing in succeeding is just going for it. It's going to be frustrating. You're going to die a lot. I don't think it'll tell me because I'm online. But if you're offline and you go up to this slab, it'll tell you your deaths. I think my overall deaths was 68 or 69 deaths. So I didn't die an overly long amount of time. Another tip I can give you is you're not going to be going through New Game Plus with your soul level 1 character. At least I'm not. So I wasted no time just slaughtering everybody.
What are you?
What am I? I'm your end. Now, I'm just going to show you this. If you come after this woman, she didn't drop anything. If you kill her before you get to, I think it's Dragon Airy, then you'll get a feather. And it's, let's see, yeah. It's this feather here. And this feather will allow you to return to your lawn bonfire without, sort of like a homeward bone, but it'll never run out. Now, since I just told you you get it at Dragon Airy, there is no point in killing her. You will not get anything. You'll get the feather a little bit earlier, which if you need it in a really big, like, emergency situation, then you can kill her, I suppose. But I wouldn't because, well, she's pretty awesome. Like, you can't, come on now. She's done so much for you. Now, I'm not going to be doing a no death, no bonfire run because I'm just not going all through that. Plus, I think the rewards you get for it is sort of like a kick in the junk because it just doesn't seem worth it. But some of these people can drop some pretty helpful stuff. I have no idea if you can kill the cat in here. I actually never tried. I didn't end up killing a lot of the NPCs because I just didn't need them, but I'm alright at Dark Souls.
Oh, keep trying.
Taunting me, cat? Apparently you cannot kill the cat. I didn't even bother going in here and actually unlocking this guy's house, which I very easily could have. Now I believe what you can get in there is a Pharaoh's Lockstone and a Soul Vessel, but a Soul Vessel doesn't matter because we're not going to be respecking your character because there are no stats to respec. Oh, there's some stuff here I haven't done. Now, I'll run you through the rings I used when doing this. The rings I chose was I used a ring of life protection through the whole entire thing and just paid the 3,000 souls to repair it. That way I didn't lose all my souls since upgrading is a huge part of a successful playthrough. The Dark Quartz ring I actually did not use. What I used was the bracing knuckle ring since I only have 2 weapons and I don't want them to break. And it sort of was something I picked up when I was using a club originally. And it just... the club does break very quickly, but overall the mace ended up trumping it in the end. I know it doesn't look like it because now it's been lightning, but it was super strong compared to what the club turns into. The other ring I had was the Ring of Steel Protection. It increases your physical defense by a little tiny bit, but it's in no means like a game changer. I went through this huge journey to try and get the ring that heightens your equip load, and it ended up being this ring which increases poise. I was kind of pissed about that because I don't really know where everything is off by heart. And then the last thing is the life ring. This is the life ring. I chose it right from the beginning of the game because I knew what I was getting myself into. And then I found it in the Forest of Fallen Giants, and I'll show you exactly where I found it. Since if you want to choose the healing wares at the beginning of the game, totally viable option. Overall, this playthrough was a lot of fun. It was something I never thought I would ever be able to do, just because I thought it was going to be impossible. But weirdly enough, a lot of the bosses I thought would give me a hard time didn't really pose that much of a problem. Well, my stuff's upgraded now, so it's not really too hard coming through an area like this. Oh, I should have dodged that backswing. You will have to take time to learn how your enemies work. Now this is where you're going to want to come to get the life ring if you don't get it as a starting item. So you'll come down here. This door that those guys are in will be locked when you try and open it. But if you hit it, they'll actually open it for you. Or don't, you know, jump attack. That's cool too. Or don't jump attack again. This is what happens when you try to rush through an area. There's just one more guy in here. He's just like he's a loner. Now right here is where you'll find the life ring. And it is a big help. If I take the life ring off. So we can sort of see. I'll actually do something like this. I'll put it at the end of the life bar right up along this stone pillar, and then I'll put the life ring back on. And you see it's just a smidgen. Just a smidgen of how much it is. But that little bit, it does help. When it comes to your health, every little bit counts. Now the armor that I used throughout this playthrough, I only used a helmet and a chest piece. And this is stuff I found later. I think that's what it was. This one. Yeah. Now this armor, it brought me up to 60, but honestly, it was such a decent armor. Even though I'm not a big fan of the helmet. But we're not in it for looks, we're trying to live. I'll let this guy hit me. It really does help. a lot. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my god. No, I don't even believe I came through here when I was doing my playthrough. No, I didn't. I just didn't see a point. Like, I know you can get a sorcerer's staff here, but I don't really think I can use it because I am deprived. Now, I guess that is a good point. One good reason to come through would be to get the 3 aromatic ooze. That magic stuff can help you pretty easy. But as you can see, like, buffing this mace with lightning is awesome, and I do recommend having one of fire and one of lightning. I didn't get one with magic just because I didn't really think to at the time, but it is a good idea to have one of every element so you can sort of be planned for every sort of occasion. Now these guys, I found you can just bait in doing the same move over again, and you can kill them that way. So there are lots of items, and you know what? As long as you have the determination, it's not as hard as you might think to do this. So I wish you luck in your epic journey through Drangleic as a level 1 character. And remember, you will have to choose Deprived to have an actual soul level of 1. But until then, take care of yourselves and stay in the electric mindset.